All right, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's, what is it? It's Thursday night. It's around 8 o'clock. It's August 7th, 2014. I'm Reverend Dennis Gustaferi, or AKA Reverend Dennis. Tonight we have a very interesting and enjoyable show planned for you. We have a funny man, comedian Joe Capella, and William Schuman, who is what they say he is Tennessee Williams when he's on stage. Along with Mr. Schuman is the director, which I'm going to destroy in a minute, Vidya Foley. And I will introduce them soon. I'll introduce them all soon. But first, a little monologue for you. We've had a lot of conflicts going on throughout the world today. Israel, Gaza, conflicts, ISIS, Jews, Muslims, Christians are all being affected. Illegals crossing into our American borders, turmoil within the ranks of the Democrats and the Republicans as never before. Threats of death to Ebola epidemics, contaminated waters issues, threats of investigations of churches as to what they can say or not say at the pulpit, fighting in the streets, in protests. Anger is strong. Well, what of Proverbs 29, 22 through 25? 22, an angry person stirs up conflict, and a hot-tempered person commits many sins. 23, pride brings a person low, but the lowly is spiritually gained honor. 24, an accomplice of thieves are their own enemies. They are put under oath and dare not to testify. 25, fear of man will prove to be a snare, but whoever trusts in the Lord is kept safe. We need to come together and unite under God. Say a prayer that we all come to our senses, that we realize that man has the power to heal or destroy, and choose to heal. Thank you. All right, I'd now like to introduce our first guest for tonight. He is on the Inside Show, our comedian Joe Capella. Welcome aboard.
How are you, Dennis? Thanks for having me.
All righty, thank you very much for coming. So tell me a little bit about yourself there, Joe. When did you start getting into comedy?
Just this past year, I saw something advertised to attend a comedy college, it was called.
Stand-up university?
No, not stand-up university, but comedy college. Two different things.
Is it with Mike?
No, it was John Schusen.
Okay, I'm feeding you. Sorry.
But anyway, it was with McGuire's Comedy Club. And so I took the course, and it was great. It was very interesting. It worked out good. Got to do 2 shows as part of it, and shows went well. I did an open mic, and I liked it, and I was invited back for another show. And my parents are real proud of me, too, because, nobody in my family ever went to college. So
so you went to college university?
Comedy college, yes.
Right.
At McGuire's.
At McGuire's?
At McGuire's, yes. Yeah. I tried to room and board there, but they insisted on that 2-drink minimum a day.
So when did this happen? When did you?
That was back in January it started. I did my first show April 21st.
Oh, so you're fairly...
I'm very new. But it's been going good. And yeah, exciting.
Where's the last place you did?
Okay, I did McGuire's, sold-out show a couple weeks ago.
All right.
And I have tomorrow, I'll be at the Flaming Hearth, okay, in Farmingville.
You know the address offhand?
Off the top, that's Wolf Portion Road,
All right.
okay, in Farmingville. I'll be opening for Paul Bond, who has a new show on CBS coming out in the fall. All right, and then August 22nd, I'm at Latikins in Center Moriches. That's good to go back there. I had my daughter's Sweet 16 party over there. And in September, I'll be at the Clarion Hotel in Ronkonkoma.
Cool.
So, yeah, looking good.
And so this comedy thing has really got to you?
It's addictive, I tell you. I thought it was like something on my bucket list to do, but it turned into more than that. And it's fun, and it's just keep doing it and see what happens.
Do you have a contact number or anything like that? If anybody wanted to get a hold of you, like an address or web address?
If people want to look me up on Facebook, gladly friend me on Facebook. I'd love to hear from you. And they can, and basically all my information I usually put on there.
All right. Well, I tell you what, we're gonna take a short break, When we come back, I'm gonna do some singing and stuff like that, and then we'll have you up and we'll let you do a set, and you can have a lot of fun with it.
Okay, when I heard I get a toaster for appearing on your show. Is that true?
What?
I heard I get a toaster for appearing on your show.
toaster, yes.
Yeah, okay, good.
And yeah, rubber ducky, and no, it's good.
Okay, I know.
If you want one that works, you have another call. But anyway, we'll be right back after these words. Don't you go away. We have a lot of stuff coming up. We have, matter of fact, let me bring that up. We do have Tennessee Williams, and a person doing a Tennessee Williams show, and his name is William Schumer, and he is Tennessee Williams. You'll see in a little bit. So we'll be right back after these words. Don't you go away.
Hi, my name is Dr. Tom Dow. We have a multidiscipline practice in Melville and Ronkonkoma, New York, and we treat patients with many, many different conditions, from newborns through geriatric patients with numerous different techniques. There's a technique and a type of treatment for every class of patient. We have them all here. Here's my son Thomas, also a doctor of chiropractic, working on one of our patients' cervical spine. This patient has had chronic neck pain for many, many, many years, has been to a multitude of different practitioners with little or no response. And with our specialized techniques, she has improved tremendously and continues to improve on a daily basis. We have two practices, one in Melville and one in Ronkonkoma, New York. We are a multidiscipline chiropractic office. What that means is we have chiropractors, massage therapists, acupuncturists, psychologists, all working as a team and a network of outside professionals such as orthopedists and neurologists that we work hand in hand with to help determine what your injuries are and the best way to treat your injuries. I have the great pleasure of having my son in practice with me. We work hand in hand, father and son, to give our patients the best care possible, and a staff which is loving, caring, and you'll never have to wait at all in our office for service. Many times patients come into our office and they have what's called a soft tissue injury. Soft tissue injuries are like scars inside your body. If you've ever been cut on the outside of your body, you get a scar. The same thing happens inside of your body to your muscles and ligaments. So our job is to determine where those are, stretch the muscles, adjust the vertebra back into their correct position, and then refortify the normal structure with exercise. That's what we do best, and I hope someday you'll come see us at one of our two offices. Thank you.
Okay, and welcome back. If my band is ready, back from their cigarette break. Somewhere above, there is a heaven. Somewhere above, there is a star. that somewhere in the darkest night a candle glows. A candle glows. I believe for everyone who goes astray, someone will come, show the way. I believe above the storm, the smallest prayer will still be heard. Can still be heard. I believe that someone in that great somewhere hears every word. Touch a leaf or see the sky, and I know I believe. You know, someone once asked me, how much faith do you need? How much faith? I said to them, it's the faith of a mustard seed. It's the smallest seed you've ever seen. But if you put that seed in the garden, and you till the soil, and you add water and a little love, that seed will grow into the biggest tree in your garden. And that's how it starts. And that's how it grows. Every time I hear a newborn baby cry, or touch a leaf, or see the sky, and I know I believe. Somewhere above, there is a heaven. Somewhere above, there is a star. All right, thank you very much, folks. And now, we're going to bring up our comedian, Mr. Joe Capella.
Thanks,
How are
Dennis.
you? There you go. You stay right here, I'll get it for you.
Okay.
All right, just slide that out of the way for you. All right, Joe, go get him.
Thanks again. Okay. Let me take this thing. Put this over here. All right. So it's good to be here on the Inside Show.
Nice to have you.
Can the Tonight Show be far behind? Yeah, I want to thank the crowd for coming out here. Both of them. That day started out tough today. It was washing machine ended up breaking down. Ended up having to take my wife to the hospital. Yeah. Nah, she's good though, my wife. She's been very supportive of me doing this comedy. She's actually gotten very turned on by it. You know, I just hate having to do 5 minutes of stand-up for 3 minutes of sex. Yeah, but I'm good to her. You know, for our anniversary, I bought her a Swiffer wet mop. Yeah, not a good idea. She ended up having to bring back the refills I bought her for Christmas. But all in all, she's good. And it's my daughter, Nicole. She's 23. Good kid. She surprised me the other day with made me breakfast. Yeah, that was good. Yeah. I got to get more of those Honey Nut Cheerios. And I remember when she was 13 and becoming a woman. I do the shopping in the house, and my wife said, you know, she's going to be needing some female protection soon. I said, yeah, I'll check out the guys that she dates. So after the store, I went to buy some Kotex. I get to the store, and I asked the clerk where the beginners section was. Yeah, so anyway, I go down the aisle, and oh, geez, holy, the whole thing was pads and wings all over the place. I didn't know what to buy. I didn't know what thing not to buy. There was these things made by Always, I think it was, overnight pads. I was pretty sure she had it during the day, too. So, but I gave up. I went home, buy nothing. My wife says, where are the pads? And why did you buy cotton balls? So, anyway, I'm getting old. I'm 53 now. And I remember when I was younger, in my Christmas time, in my stocking, I would get candy canes and goodies. Now I get Tums and Viagra. In my wallet, I used to have pictures of my girlfriends, my cars. Now I got a ShopRite card. Yeah, so I figured I'd start getting back into shape. You know, I bought a treadmill. That didn't work out too good. I kept spilling my beer. So, well, joking aside, today makes 29 days that I haven't drank. Yes, I know. Now if I could just put them all together. Good. Yeah, so, but anyway, figured I'd make some doctor's appointments. So I started out with going and getting a colonoscopy, which wasn't a big deal. The worst part was actually that drink you think the day before to clean you out. It cleans you out. I remember I popped out a marble I swallowed when I was 8 years old. Anyway, it tastes horrible.
Oh, thank you.
The doctor told me you can mix it with Gatorade. That didn't work. I used to like
Funny,
Gatorade.
but there's nobody laughing in here.
Now every time I drink Gatorade, I got to run and take a crap.
This is, incidentally, this is on now. You,
And there's a
anybody wants
dentist.
to-
He's always
if
yelling at me.
anybody
You know,
wants to
you
watch
got to
it, it's on
floss.
right now.
I said, I do floss once in a while. He said, once in a while? It's like wiping your butt once in a while. So now every time I drink Gatorade, I got to run, take a crap, and floss afterwards. A vicious cycle, man. And there was the cardiologist. Went to see him. He ended up sending me for a stress test. Yeah, I spent 3 hours with my mother-in-law. It was rough. And I can't forget about my good old mom, the hairstylist. Yeah, obviously not a very good one. Growing up, I was a guinea pig. She would I'd go to school with all the bad haircuts. Then I got to be 14, 15 years old. I'd had enough. I let my hair grow out. I joined a rock band, you know, and she comes over and says, let me cut your hair. You look just like Tom Jones. That's what I want. 70-year-old women throwing their Depends at me. But I wanted to rock and roll all night. She wanted, it's not unusual to be loved by anyone. Thank you. That's my time.
Gonna need some dancing for this one. There you go. Bring the rest of your group out. Her name was Laura. She was a show girl with yellow feathers in her hair and a dress cut down to there. She was my ringgate and do the cha-cha. And while she tried to be a star, Tony always spent She lost her keys and she lost her soul, and now she's wandering right at the Copacabana. The hottest spot north of Havana. At the Copacabana. Music and passion were always the fashion at the Copa. Don't fall in love. Fall in love.
Welcome to Formula Auto Wash, where every day is a great day for a car wash. Open 7 days a week from 8 a.m. till 5:30 p.m. Sundays 8 a.m. till 4 p.m. Detailing packages for every budget, starting out at $29.99. 100% hand wash and detail centre. Hogshair and microfiber brushes and mitts. Proudly using Ecolab Blue Coral soaps and waxes. Formula Auto Wash has served the community for over 30 years. Senior discounts all day, every day. Ladies' Day Wednesday, $3 off any wash. Early bird discount Monday through Thursday till 9:30 a.m. Check out our website, formulaautowash.com.
And like the sign says, we're back. You're watching the Insight Show on Thursday night. You know, we're here every Thursday night, so please tune in. I'd like to introduce to you now Mr. William Schuman, and also accompanied by his director, Miss Vidya Foley. And she's going to correct me on that, I'm sure. Good evening and welcome. How you
It's
doing?
a pleasure, Reverend Dennis.
It's my pleasure.
Hi, nice
How you
to meet
doing?
you. Hi.
And welcome.
Thank you.
So, I got to ask you though, tell me a little bit about the man first, Mr. William Schuman. Let's start at the very beginning of your career.
Well, the very first play that I ever did was at Northeastern University in 1975. I did a production of The Glass Menagerie, and I was young and cute, and I played the gentleman caller. This was my Laura.
Ah,
Ms. Laura.
That's how we met each other, and we have been friends damn near 40 years.
And that's part of how our renewed interest in Tennessee got started, because when I was a mere 18 years old, I moved to New York from Boston, and I stayed with Bill in his apartment on West End Avenue. And making a long story short, 30-some-odd years
can
went
make it long,
by.
it's okay.
Okay. Well, 30-some-odd years went by. We stayed in touch. We lost touch, you know, but then we reconnected again in the early 2000s. And right around that time, I lost my home in Florida in a hurricane, and I literally lost everything. And as a result of that, I decided to relocate to New York. And where did I stay? I ended up staying in the very same place, in the very same apartment as I did when I was 18 years old, with my very same friend, Bill Schumann. And so as a result of my staying with Bill and kind of reconstructing my life, our love of Tennessee and the fact that we were both in the play together began to get the creativity going, and then
Yeah.
Bill began to write
Well,
the play.
You wrote the play. right?
I
Yes.
wrote it. Tennessee Williams and I share a birthday. We were both born March 26th. He in 1911, me a few years later. The very first play that I ever wrote was titled The Most Important American Playwright Since Tennessee Williams. And he has always struck a chord with me. The lyricism of his writing is amazing. He is by far the most prolific American playwright, and probably the most prolific playwright since Shakespeare.
And when you do the show, I'm told you become, it's not an impersonator or nothing like this, you are a talented actor and performer, and you actually become Tennessee Williams, I'm told.
Well, I attempt to. You can't, totally get into someone else's skin, but I've studied the writing, I've studied the man, fascinating and wounded man that he was, who gave us just some of the most beautiful plays and poetry that has ever been written, certainly in our language.
Now, that's something you mentioned about being a wounded man and stuff. The history of Tennessee, when you think of Tennessee Williams, there's a drug issue, alcohol, homosexuality issue. How does that fare in the play?
Well, the play really deals with 4 primary areas. It deals with his family life. It deals with the most important lovers of his. It deals with his seminal work. I basically go into 3 of the seminal plays that he wrote, and his demons. And when I say his demons, I don't mean drugs and alcohol. I mean loneliness and the fear of insanity.
What we tried to do in the play and what Bill tried to do in the play is not so much focus and kind of illustrate the weaknesses, if you want to categorize them that way, but really humanize them and put them in the context of where they came from. So it's not about sort of doing an impression of Tennessee and of, sort of the infamous drinking and all of that. It's more about the internalized Tennessee. And Bill's portrait of him is very emotionally accurate and has a kind of poetry about it as well, kind of impressionistic more than anything else.
Well,
and very honest.
You come out with the coat, the white coat. And
Well, I do wear, it was kind of iconic. He dressed in white linen quite frequently. He always wore a white Panama hat, and I think I own about 8 of them now. And I think 4 suits of varying sizes, because Tennessee also, his weight went up and down, and mine has also.
yeah, I guess we're all part of that one,
Yeah.
unfortunately. But it sounds like it's quite. Now you're going to be doing this show. I was hoping I was going to be able to do it. Unfortunately, I can't make it. I was really hoping I could get there. It's on Tuesday, the 12th of August.
Correct. That is what we're doing 4 consecutive Tuesdays at the Triad Theater, which is 158 West 72nd Street. It's actually called Stage 72 at the Triad, and 4 consecutive Tuesdays starting the 12th, so it'll be the 12th, 19th, 26th, and September 2nd, 7 p.m.
And if you want to buy tickets for that thing, I have a phone number here for you, which is 1-800-838-3006. You can play this thing backwards a few times if you missed the number, but one more time, 800-838-3006. Or you can email Yvonne, well, ENV, or ENAV.
Let me help you out there.
Thank you.
It's en avant, ENVAUNT,
Sure, go ahead.
I'm just clearing my
Would you
throat.
like me to do it?
No, Ian, AVANT at
Gmail.com.
at gmail.com.
And I think it also is important just to add what en avant means.
Yeah.
That's an important aspect of Tennessee.
I had to ask him that question myself.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No. I had to ask him that question myself, what you just did, because I didn't know.
It's
It's a French word, that's about it.
That's right.
It's a French phrase, and it means to move forward or onward. Tennessee kept journals from the time he was about 26, 27 years old, up until shortly before he died. They're sporadic, there's some holes in them, but he would end almost every one of his journal entries with the phrase en avant, meaning whatever happened before is behind me, forward. And he frequently signed his correspondence en avant.
Well, that's an interesting little thing. Maybe I could try stealing that. You know. So it's
I
well,
do.
no. Yeah, but you can. You can. I can't get away with that. You won awards.
Yes, we were in the last summer's in New York City International Fringe
Fringe.
Festival, and we won the
2013, right?
2013, and we won Overall Excellence Award for Solo Performance.
Yeah.
We also were fortunate to receive extraordinary reviews.
I got some of the reviews, and I was going to read some of the reviews, but there are so many, and they're so extensively. They get into every little nook and cranny. Time Out, New York, which is like the 4-star Critics Association. Writer-performer William Schuman has distilled Williams' private journals into an illuminating solo piece that spans the late playwright's whole career and touches on his struggles with alcoholism and drugs and depression and his own homosexuality, and it goes on and on and on. Theater Reviews writes, and I'm just doing little excerpts of it because it just goes on forever. There's like 10 of these things, and it just talks about how great you are in your roles and that you're doing this. And to win the Fringe Award, I mean, you must be pretty good at what you do.
We try.
Now, how do you come into, as a director, into this?
Well, I would say that because of our proximity and our friendship, I've kind of been involved in really every aspect of the show, from its inception to its latest incarnation.
Absolutely.
And because I love Tennessee as much as Bill does, we kind of share the feeling behind it, and we work creatively very well together. Although I'm always right.
Well, of course.
Oh, you have no idea.
But no, the truth is we work very well together because we're enough alike and enough different. Bill's mind is very mercurial. He remembers names and dates and addresses,
And you can't.
and I can't remember my middle name or yours. And what was that again? Dennis, right?
Right.
So my mind is a little bit more amorphous, and between the two of us, we really strike a middle road. So when he's kind of going off into a little bit more detail, I can pull it back into its
Well,
emotional
she also,
essence.
quite honestly, she has great instincts, and I've learned to listen to them. Sometimes with a
smart
great
thing.
yeah, but sometimes
thing.
with not without some struggle.
But it's a
And
creative tension.
it is, and it's fun.
Well,
It's fun, yes.
it's that conflict in that Tennessee Williams thing that comes out, I guess, right?
Well, the beauty of such a soul of Tennessee's, and that we were so lucky to have him with us, and for him to have written the works that he wrote, changed theater forever. You know, Bill often comments that there's theater before Tennessee and theater after Tennessee. It's the same way for people who experience him.
Well, to show how crazy I was with this, when I first heard from Richard
Right,
Walker,
Skipper.
Skipper, yeah, I
Yes.
got another Walker on my head.
Yeah,
He said to me about Tennessee Williams. He mentioned about, going to, he talked about you, and he mentioned Tennessee Williams. And I said to Richard, does he, does he have tracks? I mean, do I need a microphone for him? I'm hearing in my head Tennessee Williams. I'm thinking Tennessee Ernie Ford. And I'm waiting for you to do 16 tons.
what do you get? Another day older and deeper in debt. Yeah.
And then I
believe
had to apologize and say, Richard, I'm sorry, but
Luckily, we're all of it. We're all of a certain
Yeah.
era where we know who Tennessee Ernie Forrest was. I loved him on the I Love Lucy show when he played her cousin. Do you remember that?
Yes, yes.
Cousin Ernie,
Cousin
absolutely.
Ernie, that's right.
So do I.
So you don't sing, though? See, that would be something, right in the middle of your
He
song.
does,
Just
he
do-
sings.
I
start
sing,
doing
but
16 tons or something.
not quite. But no,
No, Tennessee Williams brought us the Glass Menagerie.
Cat on a
Orpheus
Hot Tin
Descending,
Roof.
Cat on a
Yes.
Hot Tin Roof, and of course his famous Streetcar Named Desire, starring Marlon Brando. And
Well, I had this, when he said to me, do you know who I'm talking about? And this is by text. And I quickly wrote, the author? Yes, the author. Okay, well, I took care of that. But that's required reading in high school, but what are you going to do? But anyway, we do have a video clip of a clip of your performance.
okay,
And what do you think? You want to take a
absolutely.
look at that and see what it looks like?
Take a,
For years I thought I hated my father, and I suppose in some ways I did. But after he died, I was forced to rethink that relationship, and I came to understand that his antipathy towards me was something of a transference of his resentment for my mother and her rejection of any physical intimacy between them. I think a little bit more about C.C. Williams as my father was known as called for. I often thought of him as the man in the overstuffed chair. You see, that's where he would plant himself every evening, usually drunk, always uncommunicative. That chair appeared in the very first apartment we had in St. Louis, traveled with us through several residences about that city. Originally it was blue, but time had altered it into something sadder than blue. It was as if it had absorbed into its fabric and stuffing all of the sorrows and anxieties of my family. I came to think of it not as a chair, but as a fat, silent person. Oh, my father was a salesman at heart. He loved being on the road. That's where he could indulge his roving eye, fondness for drink, and his love of poker. Road suited him perfectly. But his promotion to the position of sales manager at the International Shoe Company landed him behind a desk, and that was something he never became accustomed to. He got into a fist fight at one of his poker games and had a portion of his ear bitten off. He was never the same after that. But I think it's safe to say that my ambivalence towards my father comes from the fact that his love of poker and his weekly alcohol-drenched games served as a background for, if not the very basis for, my most successful play. True, my father taught me to hate, but I've forgiven him for that, and for a good deal more. Wonder if I've ever forgiven my mother for teaching me to expect more love from the world, more softness than I could ever offer. In the end, did I ever gain his acceptance? Well, I will never know. But at his funeral, his sister, my aunt, showed me a newspaper clipping with a photograph of my father outside of a theater where my filled baby doll was playing. Oh, the Catholic Church didn't like that one at all. But along with the photograph was his statement. He said, "I think it's a fine film, and I'm proud of my son." So you see, in some ways, the very compulsion to work was a gift from the man in the overstuffed chair. Then there was Rose. Dear Rose, we were so close. I think she resented when I was first born, but she was only 2. As teenagers, however, we went everywhere together. People often thought of us as a couple. We loved to go dancing. 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 Oh, but as much as I loved her, I could be and was occasionally terribly cruel. I remember a party that got out of hand. I don't remember if it was the alcohol, the loneliness, or sexual frustration. I was a virgin till I was 26. But I remember I screamed at her. I said, I hate the sight of your ugly old face. It was the cruelest thing I ever did. It was not an altogether.
Okay, we're back, and that was just a little sample of what you would see if you go down to this show. This Tuesday, for the first showing, it's Tuesday on August 12th. It's at 158
West 72nd.
West 72nd Street. It's the Triad Theater. Triad 70, it's 70, what is it, something 72?
It's stage...
Stage 72
Yeah.
Yep,
at the Triad
at
Theater.
the Triad.
In New York City.
And what time is your...
7 p.m.
7 p.m. It's a Tuesday night, and it's a nice price, too. It wasn't a bad price.
Tried to make it reasonable.
$30.
30, something like that.
And it is also available on TDF,
Okay, there you go.
which is less.
So we're going to break for a commercial. When we come back, we have William is going to be doing a reading or some poetry, and I'm waiting. I can't wait to hear it myself. So with that, we'll be right back after these words. Don't go away. Thank you for sticking around.
YesWeCare.net is a 501c3 charity that provides help to veterans and their families. Please visit YesWeCare.net and donate in any way you can by purchasing our beautiful framed prints or relaxation CDs and DVDs, even smooth jazz CDs. YesWeCare.net. Remember, our troops are on their way home. They need all the support they can get. YesWeCare.net.
I am Tom Mealy for the Harrison Law Group, and I have been telling you for years that getting involved in an automobile accident is no joke. This is what we do. We're not new at this game. If you've been involved in an accident of any kind, and you go to a law firm that says you have no case, it's simple. It's because they can't do it and they don't get it. You need to call us directly at 1-800-INJURY-LAW.
I'm Erica Conway, and you're watching MadhouseTV.com.
Reverend Dennis asked me if I could do something as Tennessee, and I think the thing that differentiates Tennessee Williams from all of the other playwrights is his poetry. Poetry that he wrote as poems and poetry that he wrote in the dialogue of his characters. But I picked out 4 short poems which give you a pretty good idea of the range of the emotional life of this man and how he related to the world. The first one is called Heavenly Grass. They're all quite short, so please bear with me. And Tennessee spoke in a lovely, soft Mississippi accent. It sounded a little like this. My feet took a walk in heavenly grass, all day while the sky shone clear as glass. My feet took a walk in heavenly grass, all night while the lonely clouds roll past. Then my feet come down to walk on earth. My mother cried when she gave me birth. Now my feet walk far, my feet walk fast, but they still got an itch for heavenly grass. They still got an itch for heavenly grass. second poem really shows Tennessee's incredible sense of humor. It's called Kitchen Door Blues. My old lady died of a common cold. She smoked cigars and was 90 years old, thin as paper with ribs like a kite. She flew out the kitchen door one night. Now, I'm near as old as the old lady was when she lost gravitation, and I smoke cigars. Feel rather peaked. I look kind of poor. Oh, for God's sakes, lock that kitchen door. This next poem was actually written about and to the longest relationship he ever had, a man by the name of Frank Merlot, a handsome ex-Marine who he spent the better part of 15 years with. Mignon he was, or mignonnette, avec les yeux plus grands que lui. My name for him was Little Horse. I fear he had no name for me. I came upon him more by plan than accident appears to be. Something started or something stopped. And there was I and there was he. But then it rained. But Little Horse had brought along his parapluie. Petit Cheval, it kept quite dry till he divided it with me. For it was late and I was tired when Little Horse inquired of me, what has a bark but cannot bite? And I was right. It was a tree. Mignon he is, or mignonnette, avec les yeux plus grands que lui. My name for him is Little Horse. I wish he had a name for me. The last poem really deals with Tennessee's incredible loneliness and need to reach out and hold someone. It's entitled, You and I. Who are you? A surface warm to my fingers, a solid form, an occupant of space, a makeshift kind of enjoyment, a pitiless being who runs away like water, something left unfinished out of inferior matter, something God thought of, nothing, sometimes everything, something I cannot believe in, a foolish argument, you, yourself, not I, an enemy of mine, my lover. Who am I? A wounded man badly bandaged, a monster among angels, or an angel among monsters, a box of questions shaken up and scattered on the floor, a foot on the stairs, a voice on a wire, a busy collection of thumbs that imitate fingers, an enemy of yours, your lover. That is the voice of Tennessee Williams. Thank you so much. Thank you, Dennis.
Thank you so much.
Oh, it was my pleasure.
And Vidya?
Vidya.
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 My God. Thank you so much, Vidya. Don't go away, folks. We'll be right back after these commercial words. We'll finish up, and as usually, I get to do my last song of the evening.
Sounds good.
So please stick around, and we'll be right back, folks, right after these words.
Sit down.
From Barton Home in Northport Village, I'm Erica Conway, and you're watching MadhouseTV.com.
For professional motorcycle transport and towing, think Kickstart Fabrications Motorcycle Towing. Proudly serving all of Long Island, we feature expert handling and 24/7 service. So send a limo for your toy with Kickstart Fabrications Motorcycle Towing.
Brooklyn's best locksmith and hardware.
We have 3 of the largest showrooms of safes on display and in stock. You can see and touch them in person instead of browsing a catalog. We carry gun and rifle safes, burglary safes, jewelry safes, fire rated from a half hour to 2 hour. Famous name brands.
We sell Gardol.
We sell AMSAC. The new AMSAC touchscreen.
If you're ever in need of a safe, think Brooklyn's best locksmith and hardware. Right, Lockie?
That's right, Alan.
Technical Worldwide Tattoo Supply is one of the largest suppliers in the world and your #1 resource for top quality, affordable tattoo and piercing supplies. Technical Worldwide Tattoo Supply is the #1 supplier of tattoo inks in the world with more than 200 products including Mom's Ink, Philadelphia Eddie's Traditional Inks, Paolini Sacred Color Inks, and more. Technical Worldwide Tattoo Supply, your one-stop shopping destination for great service, best prices, and top quality supplies. Coney Island Carlos vintage wines and premium spirits are undeniably distinctive, selected for their unique, memorable flavor. Coney Island Carlos vintage wines and premium spirits are delivered to you in beautifully designed bottles featuring limited edition artwork. Coney Island Carlos vintage wines and premium spirits are available at affordable prices in fine restaurants, bars, and liquor stores. Or check www.coneyislandcarlo.com for availability.
Okay, and we're back one for the last time. I want to thank William Schuman and also Vidya so much for being here, and thank you, Joe Capella. I had to think a cappella to think of your last name, but it's some funny stuff. I want to definitely have you back so we can have you with an audience and stuff. Excuse me, audio and stuff. And thank you, Richard Skipper, entertainer, producer, blogger, coach at www.richardskipper.com. And thank you, comedian Joe Capella, which I just said, but this time I said it right. And to our crew, our Madhouse TV crew, madhousetv.com, Tom and Vicky Milley, and Tom Marr, and Janine Zarelli, who aren't here tonight. But we love you anyway. Steve Mitchell, A Touch of Elvis, and I, Reverend Dennis, we had a great time at our dinner show a while ago. And we're going to be back there on September 19th, 2014 for another night of dinner and song at Sergio's Restaurant at 5422 Merritt Road in Massapequa, New York. Call Mike for reservations at 516-541-6554. It's a dinner show at 6:30. Show is at 8:30. It's $35 per person, tax and tip included, with a cash bar. So please join Steve and I back there again on 9/19. And thank you, our audience, both here and at home, and for watching. We hope you enjoyed the Inside Show tonight as much as I've had the pleasure of hosting it. Which brings me to the last song of the evening, which is my usual song that I end with. So with that, with no further ado, if my band is ready. This is my chance to give a little honor to God and country.
Beside
Ladies and gentlemen, let's give our props to our first responders, to our police departments and our fire departments, to our soldiers who are out there defending our freedom, to the veterans who've been there and done that. I give you the greatest country in the world. Sing that with me. God bless America, my home sweet home. Good night, everybody. God bless. See you next week.